I saw Sorry to Bother You on Monday. I sat down 48 hours after the screening to write, and I'm now sat on Sunday recording this. I've been very busy. And I'm still trying to decide if I like it. This is a first for me. The first time in years I've stepped out of a film being really unsure as to whether or not I liked it. So I'm going to put the brunt of the film up front and talk spoiler stuff afterwards. One, because this film intentionally hides a lot about what it does from its trailer, and two, because you wouldn't believe me if I told you the shit this movie does. So let's talk technical. The acting, awesome. Really captivating performances, definitely a sign of the Teledon show. The writing, great. Biting satire, frequently excellent. I would say that the pacing is kind of all over the place, and it moves too quickly to really let things hit you as hard as something like Get Out, a film many, myself included, think is a good reference point. But when a film has this much to say, I suppose it's kind of an unavoidable issue. The editing, I don't know, for me it was a bit too all over the place, and not in the same way as the writing. When writing moves at a breakneck pace, but has a lot to say, you can kind of work with that, but I found some of the editing choices to be bizarre and distracting. The technicalities of this film are generally great. With a passion project like this, it's hard to really make a bad movie. And make no mistake, this is fundamentally a passion project. Everyone involved is clearly having a wonderful time with the material, and unlike Mary Poppins Returns, I actually like seeing all the characters play off each other. I think the film's biggest strength, however, is the fact that it exists at all. We're going to tread into minor thematic spoilers for this paragraph, but a film like this doesn't feel like it's even allowed to exist. One part absurdist dark comedy, one part racial socio-economic satire, one part body horror, one part political activist dog whistle, one part dystopian future warning, and one part malicious mean-spirited vehicle for the director's contempt of the world around him? Even that doesn't really do this film justice, but again, I won't explain how all these themes come together. Mostly because you wouldn't believe me. The fact that a film like this exists at all makes me feel like a renegade. Like someone in the projectionist booth decided to show us a cut that the cinema had received, previewed, and immediately banned. Nothing about this movie feels conventional or commercial, and it makes me feel elated that it even received a wide release. The last film I could think of that genuinely felt dangerous that I saw was Filth, which actually happens to be a film I analysed and discussed as part of my dissertation. And while Sorry to Bother You doesn't resonate with me like Filth, it definitely struck the same chord of, I love that it exists and has a wide reach, and despite not necessarily enjoying watching it, I love it. So why did I struggle with evaluating the film? Well, for one, I had to debate whether or not it was my personal preferences that gave me issue with the film, or if the flaws with the editing aren't irrational. Ultimately, I thought back to some of the flaws with films I loved recently, like Spider-Verse, Searching, and Terminal. And the issues with those films didn't leave me confused as to my overall feeling. So as a result, I think it's fair to say that while the presentation isn't for me, it's definitely a film worth watching. This review, by the design of the film, has to be pretty vague. If you're gonna see it, you might as well see it fresh to experience the intense, gut-punch third act in all its glory. I'm going to give this film 3.5 stars, with the half star being awarded for the clear passion on screen and the fact that the film has the balls to have such a bold, bizarre, and bullishly off-putting voice. I respect this film a lot more than something like A Star Is Born, for instance. 3.5 stars. Anyway, thanks a bunch for reading this little review. If you liked it, please check out my other stuff, and if you really, you can always check me out on Vocal and leave a little tip. Of course, there's no pressure there. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye, everybody!